Good day. Welcome to Flip Lectures in Chemistry. Today, we will be talking about the different types of solutions. What is a solution? Most of the materials that are used to regulate life processes are in the form of solutions. The air we breathe, the water we drink, are all forms of what we call solutions. When we talk about solutions, solutions are always or are generally explained or described as a mixture of two or more substances that is identical throughout, which means that even though the mixture is made up of different components, only a single property will be visible. A solution is not only in the liquid phase. A solution can also be in the gas phase, which is the air, or sometimes in the solid phase, which is what we call an alloy. Again, we call this an alloy. Okay, so a solution can be physically separated. The physical separation of a solution can be done, for example, through heating salt water. In the heating of salt water, two different particles will be derived after. We have the solute and we have the solvent. The solute refers to the substance in the smallest amount and the one that dissolves in the solvent. For example, in our diagram here, we have the iced tea mix as our solute. Aside from the solute, we also have the solvent. When we say a solvent refers to the substance in the larger amount that dissolves the solute. In this diagram, we have water as our solvent. The combination of iced tea mix and water forms what we call a solution. If you notice, the yellow marks here are the solute and the blue marks are what we call the solvent. Aside from the given examples here, we have colloids also. Colloids, examples of which are milk, fog, and jello, can also be considered solutions. We go back to our topic or discussion earlier. Now let me give you a short, brief recall. What do you think is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances? Anyone? We call this a solution. What about the blank, which is the substance present in the smaller amount? Anyone? We call the substance present in smaller amount is our solute. And lastly, the blank is the substance present in larger amount. Anybody can tell me what is this? We call this our solvent. Okay, so we have solution, we have solute, and we have solvent. Concentration, on the other hand, refers to the amount of solute dissolved in a solvent at a given temperature. In terms of concentration, solutions are classified into three. We have a dilute type, a saturated type, and a supersaturated type. When we talk about diluted type of solution, in terms of concentration, the number of particles or concentration of solute is low. What about for the case of a saturated solution? A saturated solution has a higher concentration of solute, which means that it has more solute dissolved in solvent compared to the number of solute particles in the diluted type of solution. On the other hand, we also have a supersaturated solution. This happens or this is formed if the solution contains more dissolved solute compared to what is normally possible. So for example, we have here solute particles dissolved in the solvent having more particles compared to that of the solvent. The different types of solutions are as follows. We can have a gas, and a gas or another gas component resulting to the gas solution, an example of which is air. Another one is the gas component and the liquid component forming a liquid component. A very good example of this is the soda water or carbon dioxide in water and also in soft drinks. Another one is the gas component together with the solid component forming the hydrogen gas in palladium. If we are provided with a liquid component and another liquid component, this can transform a liquid solution, and a very good example of this is ethanol in water. On the other hand, if we are given a solid combined with a liquid, forming a liquid, we come up with the salt water or the NaCl or sodium chloride in water. Lastly, we can also have a solid together with another solid. A solid combined with another solid forms what we call an alloy sometimes. So a very good example of this are your brass and we have your solder. Okay? Next, we now move on to the types of saturated or solutions based on the amount of solute. The types of solute or solution based on the amount of solute are as follows. We have saturated, we have unsaturated, and we have supersaturated. Again, as discussed earlier, saturated solutions or diluted solutions contain the maximum amount of a solute that will be dissolved in a given solvent at a specific temperature. An unsaturated solution, on the other hand, contains less solute than the solvent has the capacity to dissolve. Lastly, we have a supersaturated solution containing more solute than is present in a saturated solution. A very good example of this or these types of solutions are seen here in the diagram. We have, for example, a saturated solution. We only have a little amount of dissolved particles. What about, for example, when sodium acetate crystals or when sodium acetate is added? For the case of unsaturated solution, we have a higher or a higher number of sodium acetate crystals. And lastly, when it is supersaturated, we can come up with a higher amount pagid sang sodium or higher number pagid sang sodium acetate crystals. Next, we go back to our answer. It contains a maximum solution of a solute that will be dissolved in a given solvent at a specific temperature. What do you think is this? We call this as We call this a saturated solution. Okay, we'll just erase for a while. Again, we call this a saturated solution. Okay, we can't write everything or the whole answer, so let's just have it saturated. Okay, aside from this, we are also given the second question. A blank contains less solute than the solvent, has the capacity to dissolve. What do you think is the correct answer? The correct answer is an unsaturated solution. Okay, lastly, the blank here contains more solute than is present in a saturated solution. Anyone? We call this a super saturated solution. Okay, so those are our answers. Next, we move on to the three different types of solutes. We have for strong electrolytes, it has a higher conductivity. Another one is a weak electrolyte, having a slight conductivity. And lastly, we also have non-electrolytes having no conductivity at all. That ends our discussion for today. See you tomorrow. Once again, this is Flip Lectures in Chemistry. Thank you.